because I said the Eagles was going to beat the Chiefs by 1 point. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said. Don't tell her nothing. I ain't going to rub it in. I got her this week.
I thought I was feeling something. It must have been gas.
Yeah, she was feeling gas. Bloop, 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 bloop. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spikes and Heels. I'm Gwen.
I'm Sabrina.
Thank you for joining us. Let's get right to it. What's the hot topic for the week, babe?
Girl, the hot topic for this week has got to be, as you said to me, the Arizona Cardinals. Undefeated.
Did not call it.
You did.
We need to go back and put that clip in right here. Because I called this week ago.
So Arizona's 2-0. We've been talking about that.
That's my sleeper team.
Yes.
They pulled it out on Minnesota. I'm telling you, Sabrina, they're gonna keep this up. We're gonna have to put them in our playoff conversation. If halfway through the year, if they at least have 6 wins under their belt by 8, if they have 6, because they'd be like 6-2 or something like that, we may have to put them in our playoff conversation this year. Who thought it? And I don't know what it was. It was something about the people they acquired. I'm looking at Kyle's numbers from last year. They were just missing a few pieces. So I was like, you know what? They just need a couple more wide receivers. That defense needs to step up a little bit, and they'll be contenders. Well, who would have thought it started early? They are 4-0.
Yeah,
and they took down the Rams. I didn't have them beating the Rams.
So
I didn't.
I picked the Cardinals. I did. I wasn't sure. It was like a feeling, and it just happened to be right. I had some other games I got wrong, but we're gonna get to that later. But remember when JJ Watt went to the Cardinals, and we were like, the Cardinals? Why would he do that?
We talked about that too.
So
look what happened.
Clearly, he saw something then that you later caught up onto and was like, no, the Cardinals are gonna be somebody to watch. They beat the Rams in Sophie Stadium today.
Handily.
And beat them well. It wasn't like they eat by. The Cardinals are 4-0, and they're one of only 2 undefeated teams remaining. The other one being who, Gwen?
It's the Cardinals from the NFC and the Raiders from the AFC. But the Raiders play the Chargers tomorrow night. So right now, they're 3-0. But if they win tomorrow, then it'll be 4-0. I predicted the Chargers would take them down.
Okay, and
I'm just not sold that they're undefeated team. I'm just not sold on it.
The Raiders?
Yes.
But the teams that they beat were pretty solid now.
I know, but Lamar messed that one game up. Then the Steelers ain't gonna be who they are until they retire Roethlisberger. Yeah. So right now, it's still on the fence with them, but they can prove me wrong. I'm looking forward to being proven wrong.
Okay. All right. So those 2, and now we also have 2 winless teams remaining. So we have 2 undefeated and 2 poor winless teams.
So today started off with 5 winless teams, but the Jets, the Giants, and the Colts got a win today. So the 2 winless teams are the Lions
and the poor Jaguars.
I know.
And I watched the Lions game from last week, I want to say, and they were so close to winning. And they lost at the last second. I'm like, it seems like the Lions can never get over the hump. I don't know what that is. It's like they just can't make it past the bottom. And that has to feel bad. Like there's
awful.
Never a chance.
We know that feeling.
But I don't know that we're Lions level.
We're not, but a couple of years, felt like we just, in the middle instead of being on the bottom.
Next up, we want to talk about the fact that there were 2 key injuries today at the quarterback position. Jimmy Garoppolo, what you call him, Garoppopoulos?
Garoppopoulos.
For the 49ers, he got injured in the first half. And also Teddy Bridgewater of the Broncos, he got a concussion. And you don't want to play with that, so he's out. And I feel like both of those teams were doing pretty well. And so I feel like neither of them could afford to, lose their quarterback, but we have to see what's going on and what the long-term, call is going to be in terms of how long they're going to be out.
And another notable injury today was Trent Williams, our former OL.
I didn't see that,
Yeah,
Gwen.
he got hurt too. It's his calf or arm or something.
Oh, shoot.
Yes.
Oh, so that's 2 injuries for the 49ers then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
She's explained why Russell got a reprieve today. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and you caught that, so we'll definitely talk about that.
But it's easy to call, or it's easy to be right when the quarterback goes down in the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So even had he been in there, it probably wouldn't have ended the way it did. But it did. But
yeah.
So this week we're just gonna come right out and talk about our home team and get it out the way so we can get on to other things. But we won.
We won.
We were supposed to win.
Right.
But I don't know where to begin.
Oh, I have a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna be quiet and let you speak.
So let me just start here. My prediction of us going to the Super Bowl next year, it was premature because I should have waited till we acquired the proper pieces from either trade, free agency, or the draft, because no way is this team a Super Bowl contender. And I have one word: defense. When I think about the last couple of years and how did we end up here, this may not be a popular comment with a lot of viewers, especially home WFT, but let me just say it. Go back 3 years when Josh Norman left, then we had Darby the following year, and now you got Chase and Montez and all them together. I think we should have did whatever it took to hold Josh, because he wasn't the best corner at the time, but he did enough. It's 10 times better than what we have now. And they let Ronald Darby leave and go to the Broncos and get a 3-year deal for $30 million. We could afford to pay him $10 million. I feel like these pieces, then they let Moreland go and kept Apke, who was only St. Juice. To me, is the best one back there, but he's a rookie. He's young, so I felt like had you kept Josh and kept Darby, and then you got chasing them, we would still be in a better position than where we are now. Collins, to me, is not good on the run. Del Rio needs to set it up to have him as a passer, a blitzer. I'm sorry. He fails in coverage.
And he can't tackle.
None of them can. And I'm going to say that because it takes 4 of them to bring down one tight end. It takes all of them together, and they still run over them. Did you see that dude drag all 3 of them to the end zone with him to get the 6 points? And you had to sit there thinking, man, my worst feeling was last week when they brought in the backup quarterback in on them. If that's not the most degrading, humiliating feeling, that you're in the middle of a regular season game and they sit Josh down and bring the backup in on them, second string, that had to make them feel some type of way. And they still really didn't do nothing with him. So I say, this is my rant. They need to really check. They need to do a scratch and start over.
Wait, with the whole defense, or with who?
I think it's a reset with all of them. Like today, chasing them had a little bit of pressure, but not as much as we're accustomed to. How many sacks do they have on a year already?
Right, one or two.
Exactly. But Dallas is starting to look like they gelling. The Giants even put together 3 pieces, and the Eagles just playing the harder teams first, but they're going to start winning in a minute because they're going to keep going. So I really think I think they need to do a reset. We need to understand what the pieces that we have. They need to come up with new schemes. Del Rio needs to learn how to set blitz. I don't know what you do. Do you get tackling dummies? It's just awful. How did they get that open, Sabrina? Like, I try to see the whole field and understand who's selling. Is the safety not covering? Are they backing up too far? It's like these wide receivers be all alone by themselves in no man's land. They did better today. They didn't score a touchdown on us on the first drive. We stopped the touchdown and they got it, but it should be no score.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that the whole entire defense should be scrapped.
Who shouldn't be scrapped? The linebackers?
The line is fine. Everybody behind them can go. Everybody.
You're right. I'll take the first fraud.
And I actually don't, like I said this last week, I don't mind Holcomb. I don't. Holcomb's all right.
He was much better than this week. I ain't gonna lie.
With me.
He was much better this week. But who the first round dude we picked up? I'll never hear them call his name.
Exactly. I can't even remember his name.
Jarman
Davis. He's in the set. Anyway, the point is, everybody behind the line and Holcomb, they can go. They can get out of here. And my rant, as we talked about, because Gwen and I have been on a family text all day just talking about games and stuff. My rant, as it was last week, and I will go further into detail today.
Oh my God.
Dustin Hopkins needs the hops on right on out of here. Also, Hopkins, the kicker, he struggled in the preseason. Why is he still there? Why is he still there?
I think he's still there, Sabrina, because they were saying the long snapper was not setting the ball right.
Well, he must didn't set it right again today because he missed the field goal. The game was too close. My thing is this.
But we lost by more than 3.
It was 4 points. But my point is this: your one job is to kick the ball. It better go through them uprights.
I'm with you, sister.
Too many people out there that can kick a football at least as good as he can. They can't do hardly no worse. This man has gotten so bad that he's missing extra points. Not one today, he missed 2.
Ooh.
2 extra points are automatic. You don't even think about that as a kicker. It's like in your sleep type of stuff. Think of something you do for your job or at home that's so automatic you really don't really think about it. That's what an extra point is to a kicker. He missed 2. He's been missing field goals, extra points. It's time for him to go. I don't wish him any harm. I don't know what's going on with the man. It's time to bring in someone else. Our schedule is too hard for us. And if the games are close, if we can somehow scratch and claw and keep up with some of these teams, field goals and extra points are going to make the difference. And this man can't kick his way right now out of a paper bag.
A wet paper bag.
To go.
Even though we won, it's tuck and run, because who's next week? The Saints.
The Saints at home. And that's doable. That is doable.
Because he lost today. Remember our thing.
He who?
You know what I'm saying? He lost today to the Giants. We're at home.
Who?
James.
Okay.
So I don't know. The way we work is win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So if it repeats itself, he's gonna have a spectacular game on us.
You know what? We'll get to our picks later, but I just have this feeling. I hope he don't get hurt next week. I hope Jameis don't get hurt. I feel like we're gonna come out there ready to.
They better be, because they gonna have to put up a shut up. Now I'm so tired of talking about the same thing. It's ridiculous. I had my girl made me all these custom shirts that I'm supposed to be rocking, but I can't rock them junks because of what's going on. I would be crazy to come out here splashing this and splashing that, and then they playing like no, and then they have to earn the right to get viewed. You know what I'm saying? But we've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. That secondary is, man, woo, Jesus.
I was saying to Gwen earlier, I haven't seen a secondary this bad in modern day history. Honest to goodness, I have never. It's like teams play us and they start breaking records. And
I know, right?
I'm like, they can't stop nobody.
Barely stopped the Falcons today. By the scared hair about chinny chin chin.
And there was some interesting things in the game today. You know, there was that questionable roughing the passer call against Chase on Matt Ryan.
See, Chase already got that predator mentality. Mm-hmm. So he gonna have to be walked the same way the refs and all that. We saw our girl Maya. Yeah. Coach, she was reffing our game. Go Maya. But it's already that he's aggressive. So when any kind of swat he do or all that stuff, they're gonna always throw it on him. You know, and I would take that call. I'm sorry, because I'd rather him put his all in it than to be hesitant about it. But you boo, it's gonna fall out. But our way he go there. But you're right, that call was way suspect. He did swap the helmet though, Sabrina.
I did not see that. I watched it. I saw him swipe the shoulder pad.
To me, it looked like he hit the helmet, then it went to the shoulder pad.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's how I
how I feel about this. This is something I've ranted about before. All this roughing the passer fake stuff. You know how I feel about this.
It was barely a swipe.
And there were some bright spots today. We didn't mention the good stuff. Taylor Heineke really played well today. Especially that play when they almost had him sacked. He escaped them. He eluded them. He threw back and fell back, and McLaurin caught it in the back of the end.
Yes, that was nice. That was nice. He almost got his shirt worn today, but I gotta wait. When he played somebody and I could see him come out like he did, like that effort he put in on the. I want another effort like when he played Tom last year. That's what I want to see. Even though we lost that game, he won the respect the hearts and minds of a lot of people. Even my homeboys sent him something and said, you could play, you know, because I thought about it. It's 32 teams, that's 64 quarterbacks, and he didn't even get drafted or put on any of those teams. So you saying he ain't even in the top 64, but he playing like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was saying that he did play the same as he did against the Bucs. It's just that the opponent wasn't the same. The moment wasn't as.
So he gave it that same energy because I wasn't feeling it.
He absolutely did to me. He gave it the same energy. It's just that it wasn't a playoff game against the Bucs, so it didn't feel as big.
Okay.
But yeah, and McLaurin played well, and my boy McKissick, I still say.
Yeah, I did say that. I said Sabrina Boyd showing out.
Yeah, I prefer McKissick over Gibson anytime. I said before, Gibson jukes and does all this sideways stuff. By the time you do all that, they on you. McKissick runs straight at you, and you either stop him or you don't. I prefer straight at me than all this extra cute stuff. I don't like that. So I wish they would stop McKissick, but that's just me.
So my boy Lamar, we picked them to win and they won. They tied an NFL record, 43 straight games where they gained 100 yards, and they had to run on the last play of the game to get 102 yards, but they did it. So they tied with the Steelers, I do believe, of having the most consecutive games with 100 plus yards.
Okay.
So Lamar did it. He had like 316 yards, 1 touchdown. He completed, he had like a 60% completion average, but I really couldn't really get into it because Bridgewater went down. And that once he went down, I knew. I said the Broncos not gonna win. But Vaughn and them was playing hard. That defense is better than I thought. They need a quarterback, and they're gonna be contenders. Yes. That defense was good enough to hold them for a minute, but they get tired when they're on the field a long time. But Lamar wins. So Sabrina, I both got that one right.
Okay. All right, next up, we're going to talk about the Steelers and the Packers, which, do we call the Packers or not?
No, you called the Steelers. I called the Packers.
Dang it.
But I knew I'm not going to lose in Lambeau. And Roethlisberger is done, Sabrina. I'm telling you, just the look on Tomlin's face when that game's over, he looked dejected because he said, I done muffed up. That's what he said. They should have let that dude sell off. And how the Commodore say, sell on down the line. I'm telling you, because Ben is through. This is last year. And one thing I noticed when I looked at Aaron Rodgers' stats, he is way under how I think he winding now too, Sabrina. Like out of 32 quarterbacks, he ranked 27.
I just think he's done for sure. He's done in Green Bay. He's over it. He's been over
it. And that little teeny old ugly looking man bun ain't helping them either. What in the world was he thinking when he did that? But that little bit of itty bitty thing up there like that, man, I just envisioned myself taking some scissors and sniping the That's probably what's holding him back. He need to cut his head, get that crew cut again.
But yet the Packers are winning. They're 3-1 or 4-1, whatever.
But he does just enough.
Yeah.
And so, who couldn't beat the Steelers the way they look today? So we went down. We didn't follow our own rule. We had a system when it came to the Saints because of James. If we picked him this week, if he won 1 week, he's gonna lose the next week. And we went against our system, and we both. Who would have thought the Giants would go into New Orleans and beat them? It was overtime win.
Yes,
but it took them to overtime to beat them. Because did you see Barkley run all the way down there on them?
He got a couple yards. They were in first and goal, second and goal, whatever. They were inside the 10. and Barkley got the winning touchdown in overtime. So I don't think nobody called that for real. If anybody said the Giants were going to win, it's because they're from New York or whatever. There's no way anybody actually thought the Giants were going to win. So,
and Daniel Jones went back. He almost had a 70%. Anytime your completion average is 60 or above, you having a more than mediocre game. So he was almost at 70%. He had 402 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
And so we've already talked about Washington. We talked about that game. We talked about the Cardinals and the Rams.
Just wanted to say one thing about Kyler Murray, because I got his last name right, is having an MVP looking year. He's third in passing yards behind my homeboy in Allen.
Wow.
And exactly. Which is something we're going to talk about later, that the changing of the guards going down. That's what all that is. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that was impressive. That's one thing I wanted to let y'all know. Not only did they win, but he's having an MVP kind of year. Hope he can keep it up. I know my boy Russell, Sabrina. I won this because Sabrina not familiar with Russell, but Russell ain't never won.
I'm familiar.
You ain't familiar like I am, because you wouldn't have went against him had you known this one stat about him. He has never lost 3 in a row. So that's why I picked them. Even though they was in San Fran, I picked them. So the Seahawks finally won. I ain't seen no new TikTok this week, but he had a mediocre day. But it helped because Galapagos got hurt and Trent Williams. So did that help him? But once the quarterback went down, I say he gonna get them.
Yeah.
I probably will be changing my NFC pick.
From Seahawks?
Definitely. I believe so. And speaking of AFC pick, the Bills gorilla stomp the Texans today. Was it 40-0?
Yeah, and so the fact that we in Washington, the fact that we lost against the Bills the way we did, I don't feel as bad.
I swear.
Wow.
When I tell you they didn't score 8 points.
Not a point, not a safety, not a field goal, nothing.
Nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
I think, ain't this their second one this year?
Yes. But the other one was the Dolphins, I think.
About the Cardinals. Shoot.
Girl.
The Buffalo Gorillas.
I was talking to my dad earlier. He used your word. He used the wrong word. He said, the Bills had a monkey stomp today. I said, no, you didn't pull out Gwen's word. I had to pull out Gwen's word.
Stomp. Man, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
They just got together and we're just gonna keep going with this. So we'll see. But so far, our AFC pick holding up, man.
Holding up very well. All right, next up, we picked the Chiefs and the Eagles, and I believe we both picked the Chiefs, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so we picked the Chiefs. And the score was a pretty respectable, but again, the result was what we wanted it to be. It's favorable for the NFC East. The fact that the Eagles lost, the Chiefs won, and we will have to see the Chiefs real soon. Real soon.
Terrible.
I'm not too thrilled about that.
Me either. Oh my God.
I know. I don't want to talk about it, but we got to.
So, last 2 games, these gonna go real fast. This next one gonna go real fast. Them things won like we predicted they would, but
yes,
I wasn't convinced with the like you said last week. You didn't think it was a solid 3-0, and you were right, because first time they played somebody, they went down, but
then it was competitive.
It was up into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, up into the 4th quarter. So
they hugging it long as they can. It just looked like they ran out of steam.
Yeah, and I think at this point, I'm putting on my non-Washington hat. I'm trying to be fair. At this moment in time, just today, right now.
Don't you say it.
Okay.
Sabrina, even if it's true, do you call out these things? No. I'm sorry. It's other ways you can get them. You can't say that, Sabrina.
That's why I just said, I'm not talking about overall.
I get it. And I know you was going, I would jump through this, man.
Okay,
Sabrina.
We're going to move on from that.
We better. Good night, Irene. No, she wasn't about to say Sabrina.
I'm trying to be fair.
I don't
have to say it.
Man.
I don't have to say it. How about that?
So the last game, we predicted the Bucks and they won.
By 2
It was
points.
heartwarming to see Tom back. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but I can understand and I can respect how the people in New England feel about him, the same way we in Washington feel about Joe Gibbs,
Oh,
you know, and because when we went to the Super Bowl, each one of our Super Bowl wins was with a different quarterback. You had Theismann, Williams, and Ripken, but they had all of this with one person, so they have to love him. But I must say, it was a little bit too nonchalant for me. Remember when Drew Brees broke the all-time record on us in DC, how they stopped the game and brought his wife and kids out and all. I say, wait a minute. Why are they giving this dude all this on our home turf?
Exactly. That was a little
when they went back home.
You acknowledge
they didn't do none of that for Tom tonight. They didn't even stop the game.
I guess
he surpassed Drew Brees' most passing yards like it was another play.
It was probably a torn thing for them because they probably wanted to, but he plays for another team now. So you kind of
Drew Brees ain't played for us, and we stopped it for him.
Yeah, that's us. What I'm saying is,
which is another reason.
They decided they did the little tribute for him in the beginning before the game started, and after the whistle blows and the kickoff comes, you want another team now.
That dude, now you know I don't even like him, Sabrina, but he deserves a little bit more respect than that. I'm sorry.
I agree. I'm just saying that's probably
they could have flashed it on a big screen or stuff. They did absolutely nothing. He got up, blew the whistle, the wide receiver got up, and they commenced to the next play. Yeah. If you weren't watching the game or if you weren't paying attention, you would have missed it. How did somebody become the number one passer in the NFL and they don't acknowledge it or in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah,
I was heated when they did that at FedEx for Breeze. Yeah. I was like, this is not New Orleans. This game keep going. But after the fact, I can understand how that was a moment in time.
Right, but I still think that was a bit much. I think what happened tonight was one extreme, and I think the way that we did it was too far.
What's the other extreme?
So me in the middle somewhere. Yeah.
But anyway, so those are our picks for the week. I think I got out on Beanie.
Oh yeah,
only because
I was picking some crazy stuff. I said,
but she picked one that I did. I wouldn't have never.
You gotta go back because I said the Eagles was gonna beat the Chiefs by 1 point. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm telling nothing. I ain't gonna rub it in. I got it this week. I got it next week. Don't let me not do this, Sabrina. I gotta tally everything up. I think we even now.
Probably.
I gotta tally everything up. But tell some Eagles by 1. Man, get out of here. On the Chiefs.
I thought I was feeling something. It must have been gas.
Yeah, she was feeling gas. Bloop, 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 bloop. Let's go on to let's do our picks for this upcoming week. So let's get into week 5 picks, Beanie. Let's start off with our game.
Okay, so it's going to be the New Orleans Saints coming here to Washington to play at FedEx Field. I'm going to say that we are going to beat the Saints, and I'm hoping that Jameis Winston don't get hurt because that D-line is frustrated now. They're going to be getting after him.
I'm gonna pick us too.
Okay. All right. Next we have the Rams versus the Seahawks in Seattle. NFC West game. Rams lost today. They frustrated. The Seahawks won today. But that could
Russell gonna win.
Russell's gonna win. Ooh. This is one of them coin tosses for me. Win. I don't know who to pick. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seahawks. And I'm not confident, but Seahawks. I gotta pick. Yeah. Okay. Next, we have the Eagles versus the Panthers in Carolina.
The Eagles.
Yeah, I was going to say the Eagles too. I feel like they've lost 3 in a row now, actually.
Yeah, they're going to win.
They have to bounce back. They have to get a win somewhere. I think they'll win this one. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins going to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Why do we even,
Right.
Right. The Packers and the Bengals are who we're going to talk about now. It's in Cincinnati. Who are you going to pick? I'm picking the
Packers.
We said at the same time, I'm picking the Bengals.
Okay, I'm picking the Packers. The Packers.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to have a disastrous day.
If he don't cut that little tiny old man bun, terrible.
Now we have the Broncos versus the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I'm picking
Steelers because they ain't got no quarterback. Their quarterback damn.
I'm picking the Steelers too.
Mm-hmm. Only because they don't have no quarterback.
And the Steelers need to win like we need air right now, or we all need air. So yeah.
But Drew Lock wasn't bad today. He just ain't have enough. The guy that came in behind Bridgewater, he wasn't bad. He just ain't have enough. He need to get some more reps. He'd be all right. But I'm still gonna go with Roethlisberger. Could be wrong.
All right. Well, we're not going. I don't know that I'm going with Roethlisberger. I'm going with.
We go with the Steelers.
Our next game, we have the Browns versus the Chargers in LA.
Ooh, wee.
No. I want the Browns to win, but I think the Chargers are going to.
Browns.
Okay, so you pick the Browns, and I want to pick the Browns, but I'm picking the Chargers. Next, we have our NFC East counterparts, the Giants versus the Cowboys in Dallas or in Irving or whatever, in Texas. I know.
All right, let's go ahead and do what we did last week. Mine as well, because it's not going to be pretty.
I know.
Let's
Ready? Get on my nerves.
I can't stand them.
Get on my nerves.
Oh, ooh, make my skin crawl. Having convulsions.
You know, I don't even want to say it.
And Lord, these delusional people. Good night, Irene.
It's so funny to me how here in DC, I don't know where all of you are watching from, but here in DC, when you go out, you see a lot of stars on cars and on people's shirts when they win. When they lose, and of course, there are some fans who are going to wear it regardless, right? But I notice it's a fraction of the amount of stars when they lose. But when they win, they come out the woodwork.
Man, you would have thought that you would have think they getting paid. How some of these people acting.
Our next to last game is the 49ers versus the Cardinals in Arizona.
The Cardinals.
Yeah, with Garoppolo.
Garoppolo.
Calling him Garoppolo. Because Garoppolo may be out. We don't know yet. But yeah.
Even if he was in, I don't think that's a hard. They proven to me. I'm ready to get on their bandwagon and just ride them out for the rest of the year. I'm that thoroughly impressed with them so far.
Yeah. So we're definitely clearly picking the Cardinals.
Definitely. And now for the last game, Bean.
Okay, it's the Bills versus the Chiefs. That's going to be a great game. I don't know who.
Oh my goodness. Okay. 2 questions. Where?
Who?
Where they're going to play?
In Kansas City. What's the other question?
Who I'm going to choose? Watching the game today, the Chiefs had to put up 42 points to get that win. He can do it, but that's a lot. And then the other team got 30. So the Bills are more. Let me just think. The Bills. It's so close. It's 51-49. Either way. But I'm just
the Chiefs.
They had to put up 42 points today, Sabrina.
I know.
You're not gonna be able to do that on the Bills.
Right.
And the defense is not stopping them because didn't they play the Eagles today? They scored 30. That's why I'm thinking I don't care where it's gonna be. Josh gonna take it to them.
I'm gonna pick the Chiefs just because we got to break it up somehow.
Got it. Well, I'm going with the Bills. We'll see. But I'm saying that I don't think they're gonna be able to handle them.
Yeah.
We'll see though. That's the game of the week. That's a Sunday night game.
That's the Sunday night game.
I'm gonna be up late that day.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. Here's the moment that we have been building up to for about a month. We have been having our contest that we've been running to win NFL Game Pass as well as 2 other lesser prizes. And so we did random drawing, random picks, and our 3 winners are. Third place winner for the Spikes and Heels shirt was YouTube name 3A Gibbs. So 3A Gibbs, if you are seeing this, you have won a Spikes and Hill shirt so you can rock our logo on you. So when you go out to the world, you have won.
And our second place winner for the $25 Visa gift card was Brittany McDonald.
Brittany, you have won. And there's probably a lot of Brittany McDonald. So we're talking about the one that's a subscriber of this channel already. And we see that you're already there. So if you contact us, you win a $25 gift card. Yay. And our grand prize winner, the person that's going to win NFL Game Pass for a whole year.
Drum roll, please.
Is La Nicole. YouTube user La Nicole. If you are one of those three people, La Nicole, Brittany McDonald, or 3A Gibbs, go to our Instagram page, Spikes and Heels, and send us a direct message with your contact information, your phone number, your email, whatever you're comfortable with. And then we can contact you to tell you how we can get you your prize.
So thank you for subscribing. We thoroughly enjoy. We hope you stay subscribed. We hope you bring more females and more people on board to this thing called football that me and my cousins so thoroughly enjoy. Thank you again. And we just congratulate all the winners one more time.
So until the next time, I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Gwen. Stay blessed, stay safe, subscribe. Bye.
Bye.